Nathan Harriel, Union Defender, also a homegrown talent for the Union. And Nathan, thanks for coming into the studio. Sorry I couldn't be there in person. I hope you understand.
Yeah, no, all good. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here today.
Yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts. Supporter Shield, what was it like capturing that, hoisting that shield in front of a hometown crowd? Give me your thoughts on that Saturday night.
Yeah, anytime you can lift the trophy as a team at the end of the year, it's a huge deal. We put a lot of work into it this entire season, starting back in January at preseason in Spain to now our last game against New York City, and winning at home in front of our fans was just really memorable. Back in 2020 is when we won the first one, but that was during COVID. So, I think we had maybe like 500 people in the stadium versus on Saturday night, it was a full house, 19,000 people. And be able to just win it at home in front of all those people, it was just so magical. But we do understand there's more to play for still. The Sports Show is awesome to win, but we also want to win the MLS Cup at the end of this year.
So we talked about a little bit about this before the show. Talk about the journey of the season, because obviously, like you said, MLS Cup, everybody wants to win that. But the grind that is a regular season with the stoppages, the transfer windows, getting through injuries. Talk about how difficult that is to keep the momentum, because you guys have been consistent all year, and that's not easy to do.
Yeah, it's really, really hard, really, really difficult. You have your national breaks. You have players leaving. You have players coming in. But this year we did really well with all that type of stuff. It's just the year's a grind. It's not easy. This year for ourselves was a roller coaster. There was a lot of highs, a lot of lows. But the team itself did a really good job staying steady, not getting too high in those good moments, not getting too low in those bad moments. There's a lot of games midweeks. There's a lot of squad rotation because guys are hurting. Everyone's a little bit frustrated at times, but we did well with it. The coaching staff did really good with it, managing everybody, which is huge to do in the regular season. And yeah, it paid off at the end of the year.
We've talked a little bit on this show about how coming into the season, maybe from the outside, the expectations weren't there. People weren't sure. Obviously, coaching changed, different players coming in. At what point, whether it be during camp or beforehand, did you say, what, we have something here? Did something show to you that clicked, all right, we're here?
I think we always knew that we'd be a good team. Yes, you got a new coach, you bring in some new guys, but at the same time, look at the history of us in the past 5 years. We've been at the top points title each of those years. We had one bad year last year, and that 1 year doesn't define who we are. I could say I knew we were special after the LA game at home. We were down 2-0 early in the first half. It wasn't our best game, it wasn't our best performance. And we bounced back, and we won 3-2. And at that moment, I knew this team was different. The character that every single guy in the locker room has to fight. Whether you start, you come off the bench, you're not even on the roster. Everybody contributed this year to some huge results. There's a lot of games that we won at the death. In Toronto, we were down 1-0 in I think the 85th minute, and we came back and won 2-1. Charlotte at home again, won in the last kick of the game actually. So yeah, there's a lot of fight in this group, and the moment's never too big for us.
Nathan, you said the Supporter Shield is great and all, and it was a fantastic celebration, but there's more to do. What's the mindset now going in? Top seed, first one to clinch, Supporter Shield. Everyone's looking at you now. What's the attitude going into the playoffs?
Yeah, we understand that we have a target on our back for sure. Winning the Supporter Shield's great, but at the same time, there's still more work to do. We have one last game on, I believe it's the 18th in Charlotte to finish out the regular season. But then again, we kind of have to have a clear mindset, restart the mind, and look forward to playoffs, because the playoffs is a drag. It's not easy. Every single team in the playoffs is a team you don't want to face. But at the same time, we don't fear anybody. We have home field advantage, which is great. Get the crowd behind us, and we're really just excited for it. It's another opportunity to show. Every single team in MLS who we are, and that we're not just a lucky team. We're built for these moments, and we're well prepared.
So you hear this debate in every sport, the rest versus rust. How do you overcome that? You just said you have your one more game on the 18th, and then there's I believe almost like a bye the week after that because the 8-9 game. So you have a 3-week period where you may have one match, and then you got to get ready for a playoff game, which obviously everything's at stake. How do you manage that, and what's your approach to that?
Yeah, I think it's the way that we train still. Even on this bye week we have right now, the intensity of training is still extremely high. The mindset is always to dominate. It's not just to win, it's just to dominate teams, dominate games, dominate training. Just the standard's super high, and we keep it high for that reason. We set out goals at the beginning of the year. Even going to this last game against Charlotte, we still have a goal, a point total that we want to reach. And we're not just satisfied with winning Supporter Shield and taking off that weekend in Charlotte. We still want to reach our goal that we set as a team. Whether that's clean sheets, away wins, home wins, it doesn't matter. Like, we're still reaching for more. We're just never being satisfied is the most important thing with this group, and I think that's why we are where we're at right now.
Chris mentioned that you're a homegrown. Obviously, you came over from Orlando many years ago now. One of the things the Union are known for is their homegrown talent and bringing people through the system. What makes that so special? Because it's not like a one-off where, hey, you made it through and we're an Olympian and all this stuff. It seems like every year there's new guys coming through.
Yeah, there's a lot of us. I came up from Clearwater when I was my senior year of high school. Actually, I was like one of the latest ones to come at that age. But there's a lot of us. So you can think about it. There's Quinn, Jeremy Raffanello, Jack McGlynn was here, Mark McKenzie, Brennan Aronson, Austin Trusty. And then even the ones coming up, Frankie, Eddie Davis, Neil Pierre, Kevin Sullivan. There's a lot of us. There's a lot of talent in the youth system, and there's a lot of competition. And I think that's also what separates us as our academy standpoint is, like, from that young age, you learn that you have to fight for your position. Not everything's given. You're not guaranteed to get a homegrown spot when you join the academy. So I think that drive and determination from a young age translates into the second team and then eventually into the first team. And then you see today the result of it. It's not like these kids aren't playing minutes. We're all playing big minutes at a young age, which is different. It's happening more in MLS, but with our team specifically, it's more than the average MLS team, you could say.
Nice.
And Nathan, one final question real quick before we go. I saw you in a Tampa Bay Rays jersey. Are you a Rays fan, or do we convert you to a Phillies fan yet?
I'm born and raised kid in Tampa Bay, so.
Chris, you can't see him. He's got a hat on that says Tampa on it.
I'm still a Tampa Bay kid at heart. Yeah, no, I love my Rays, even though we had a rough year. But yeah, I mean, as a kid growing up, I went to a bunch of Rays games when I was younger at the Trop. It's funny too, because like spring training in Clearwater is also the Phillies, which is a coincidence too. So there's a little bit of both here and there. Yeah, when the Phillies aren't playing the Rays, I'll vote for the Phillies, and then when it happens, we have to play against each other. You never know.